Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a long overdue video that has been highly requested, which is sharing my lab results after being vegan for 6.5 years. So I got this blood work taken back in December and it is now June, so I'm sorry for the delay, but I'm just now finally getting to it. Here comes my cat. But I'll be vegan. It'll be 7 years next month in July. I went vegan in July of 2016, which was about a year after I got married. So I found a new primary care doctor, and I found one that is primarily plant-based. She promotes a plant-based diet, which is pretty important to me. So she gave me a script. Not everything was covered by my insurance, so I did have to pay a little bit extra, but I wanted to make sure, my levels were good and I wasn't deficient in anything, or if I had a supplement, then I would know to do so. So I did pay a little bit extra to get a full panel. Now I'm not going to review every single thing on the panel just because I don't think you really care about my blood count and stuff like that, but I will review the key ones that people ask about a lot when you're on a vegan diet, like your B12, protein, calcium, omegas, things like that. So let's get into it. So I'm going to be reviewing these on my phone just because it's all electronic, but I will put a screenshot of what they look like as well over here so you can see that for yourself. But the first one I'm going to be reviewing is my cholesterol, which I was pretty interested in. People that have a typical standard American diet tend to have high cholesterol, which can lead to, heart attacks, strokes, things like that. So I was pretty interested to see what mine was because I haven't eaten animal products for, over 6 years. My total cholesterol was 167 and it should be less than 200. My HDL cholesterol was 78 and mine should be greater than or equal to 50. Triglycerides, mine was at 48 and it should be under 150. And then LDL cholesterol should be under 100 and mine was at 75. So overall I'm pretty happy with how my lipid panel results came out. Alright, next my glucose was at 72. The range was between, or should be between 65 and 99, so I was good there. And then let's go down to calcium. So a lot of people ask, how do you get calcium? Are you deficient in calcium? Where do you get your calcium if you don't drink or eat dairy? You can get calcium from many other things than from cow milk, so keep that in mind. But my calcium level was at 8.9 and the range should be between 8.6 to 10.2. The next one is protein, which is the #1 question vegans get, and that is, where do you get your protein? Is it hard to get protein if you're not eating animals or meat? And the answer is no. You can get protein in pretty much anything, so I wasn't even worried about this number. But my protein total was at 7.0 and the range should be between 6.1 to 8.1. Albumin, which is the protein processed by the liver, that was at 4.8 and it should be between 3.6 and 5.1. And then we have globulin. It's hard to say. Mine was at 2.2 and the range should be between 1.9 to 3.7. So overall my protein is fine. I'm not deficient in protein. I can get protein every single day. Sometimes I go over what I should be getting in protein very easily. So nothing to worry about with protein for vegans most of the time, unless you're not eating anything all day. Okay, next, which was pretty exciting to me, was my B12, but even people that eat meat can be deficient in B12. It's actually quite common. If you feel like you have low energy and, a list of other things that could be because of low B12, I suggest that you get your levels checked. But so my B12 was at 805 and the range is from 200 to 1100. So I'm definitely not deficient in B12. And to be honest, I do supplement with B12. It's a spray, but I'm not pretty consistent with it. Sometimes I forget, but I do try for like 1 to 2 times a week, but sometimes I forget. So not even consistent with it, but my B12 is not low by any means. So my next was vitamin D, which is another area where vegans can be low in. So I was pretty interested to see what mine was. And so mine was at 31 and the range is from 30 to 100. So I was like just at the very low end of it, but I am within range, so I'm not too worried. Now I do live in an area where it's not sunny all the time, so I'm not really getting that much sunshine, plus I'm indoors all the time because I work all the time, so I'm not really getting too much sun. But I'm not below the range, so I'm perfectly fine with that. So the last thing I'm going to review is the omega part of the lab work. So people that are not on a vegan diet, of course they get their omegas through fish oils and fish and things like that, but whenever you're vegan you do not consume those things. So let's see what mine was. So omega-3, EPA and DHA index, mine was at 2.1 and the range is from 1.4 to 4.9%. Omega-6, omega-3 ratio, mine was at 10.8 and the range is from 5.7 to 21.3. EPA, I don't even know how to pronounce this word, I will try, but I'll probably butcher it. Arachidonic acid ratio, mine was less than 0.1 and it should be 0.2 or less. Arachidonic acid, 8.1, that was mine, and the range is 5.2 to 12.9%. EPA, mine was 0.7 and the range is 0.2 to 1.5%. And then lastly, DHA, mine was at 1.4 and the range is 1.2 to 3.9%. So I feel like I'm pretty good there. Now, does my doctor want me to supplement with anything? The only thing that she wanted me to supplement with was the omegas. So I'm not deficient in omegas by any means, but I guess she felt like I was a little bit lower, like on the low side, so she did want me to supplement with omegas. So I did go ahead and get a supplement. So I have been taking that. Alright, so what supplements am I currently taking? And these are the supplements that I was actually already taking before my lab work, and then I'll show you what I'm now taking after my blood work. So I am still taking a vegan prenatal because I am still nursing, so I just take this one by Diva. I take this K2 and D3 calcium gummy from Mary Ruth. And also by Mary Ruth, I have this B12 spray, which, like I said, I'm not that consistent in taking, but I do take this sometimes. After my lab work, from my doctor's suggestion, the omega-3, I have this vegan one that I found on Amazon, which has been working out well, but I guess we'll see at the end of the year if it actually has. But this has 300 milligrams DHA and 150 milligrams EPA. So I've been liking this one. So those are all the supplements that I currently take. And yeah, I also try to eat a healthy, whole food, plant-based diet with a variety of fruits and vegetables, legumes, nuts, seeds, to make sure I'm getting adequate nutrition. So hope it was helpful. So all in all, I am very happy with my results, and I'll definitely be getting more lab tests done whenever I'm due for my next physical, just so I can see how I've been doing, if there's anything else that I need. So I will definitely share that as well, and it just goes to show that you can be vegan and not be deficient in your protein, your B12, calcium, anything like that. So I highly recommend anybody, not just vegans, to get your blood work checked, just because you could be deficient in things, and it's always just good to see how your body's doing and if you need to supplement with anything, if you have any health concerns, anything like that. So I definitely recommend anybody to get their blood work done once a year at least. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it and if it was helpful, please give this video a thumbs up so I know that it was helpful for you. If you have any questions, let me know down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!